King?
Lady! 俺はやるぞ海賊王に俺はなる
Monkey D. Luffy, the young straw hat wearing rubber boy from the East Blue, and the soon-to-be King of the Pirates. Like I said, Luffy grew up in the East Blue before setting off on his journey. When he was a kid, he became friends with a well-known pirate named Red-Haired Shanks. Luffy, in an act of hunger and anger, found a mysterious-looking fruit in a chest Shanks had, and he started munching. That fruit turned out to be one of the legendary devil fruits, specifically the Gum Gum fruit. It turned Luffy's entire body, inside and out, into rubber, and in return, he can no longer swim. Luffy was not deterred, however, and 10 years later, he set out with a crew of his own into the Grand Line to find the legendary One Piece, the treasure left behind by the previous Pirate King. Luffy is, how should I say this delicately, a moron. Always charging into battle head first without any sort of plan, but seemingly always comes out on top. So, I thought it might be fun to see what he'd be like in the world of Super Smash Bros. Starting off, Luffy would be fairly lightweight, probably somewhere in between the likes of Mewtwo and Sephiroth. He is made of rubber after all, he's not exactly heavy. Luffy would have 2 jumps, have the ability to wall cling, wall jump, and crawl. He's very versatile. Also, Luffy is hydrophobic, meaning if he's in any water, he will take damage. Before I get into Luffy's moveset, I need to go over some gimmicks. One is passive, and the other changes his moveset almost entirely. Luffy, like Min Min, can extend his arms to incredible lengths. However, unlike Min Min, his arms are not attachments, meaning they're still part of his body, meaning they can be attacked. And if they are attacked, Luffy will still take damage and knockback. For his second passive gimmick, he's going to be using the power of Haki. In the world of One Piece, there are 3 types of Haki: Armament, Observation, and Conquerors. I'll get into the last 2 in a second, but Armament is going to be the main passive gimmick for Luffy. Any attack that utilizes Luffy's limbs or his head will be coated in Armament Haki. Haki will work just like K. Rool's belly armor, completely negating all damage if an attack collides with it. However, if Haki sustains enough damage, then it will become unusable for a short amount of time, and his attacks will do slightly less damage. Haki will cover his wrists up to his hands, his ankles to his feet, and his forehead. You will know he has Haki activated thanks to this black coating around his limbs. And now, onto Luffy's, scarier gimmick, his down B. Simply pressing the down B will activate Second Gear. Second Gear greatly increases Luffy's speed, frame data, and power, as well as making every attack so fast that it cannot be interacted with in any way aside from being damaged by it, meaning it can't be countered. You will know this form is active by Luffy glowing a slight red hue and steam emanating from his body. Fun fact, that's actually his sweat. This transformation will last 15 seconds and has a 15-second cooldown period. However, if you press down B again before the transformation ends, any time that was left in the transformation will be taken off the cooldown. For example, if you pop into Second Gear for about 2 seconds, then pop out, 13 seconds will be subtracted off the cooldown. It's designed that you never want to stay in Second Gear for too long. However, you'll notice I said if you press the down B. Holding the down B will activate Third Gear. This gear expands Luffy's limbs to twice the size of his body, and they only expand when he attacks. So if you're standing still, his limbs will be normal size, but say you throw out an F smash, then his limbs will expand. It lasts for 10 seconds and can't be cancelled by normal means. I'll get into that in a second. His frame data is much slower, and his range is a lot lower, but his power is greatly increased. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the moveset. Starting off with his jab, he can have a 3-hit jab that can lead into a rapid jab. Starting off with a Gum Gum pistol, to a Gum Gum bullet, to a Gum Gum whip. And if you choose to use the rapid jab, he'll end it off with a Gum Gum Gatling. The second gear variation is the jet versions of these attacks. Gum Gum Jet Pistol, Gum Gum Jet Bullet, Gum Gum Jet Whip, Gum Gum Jet Gatling. Third gear is a 2-hit jab that leads into a rapid jab. 2 elephant guns, one after another, and then an elephant Gatling. For his dash attack, he can use the Gum Gum UFO, a multi-hitting attack that has Luffy spin his legs around like a helicopter, which launches with the final hit. The second gear variant is a jet version of the UFO, and the third gear variant is a dashing giant pistol. For his F-tilt, it's a Gum Gum bullet, a straight punch that goes 1.5 times the length of a battlefield platform. It can be angled too. The second gear version is another jet variant, and there is no third gear variant. For his up tilt, it's a long kick upward that goes about half the height of the top battlefield platform. Second gear is another jet variant, and there is no third gear variant. For his down tilt, Luffy extends his foot forward the distance of one battlefield platform, popping any enemy into the air. The second gear is just a faster jet version, and there is no third gear variant. For his F smash, Luffy stretches his hand back while spinning it like a corkscrew. When the button or stick is released, Luffy unleashes the Gum Gum Rifle. The second gear variant has the same startup, but instead of spinning, his hand ignites, and he unleashes the Gum Gum Red Hawk. Both of these attacks startup can hurt the enemy, with the Red Hawk startup damaging more. And for Red Hawk, the startup can be damaged, but when Luffy lets go, he cannot be damaged. The third gear variant will be a simple elephant gun straight forward. For his up smash, Luffy stretches his leg straight up and slams it into the ground for a Gum Gum Battle Axe attack. The second gear is a jet battle axe, and the third gear is an elephant gun straight up. For his down smash, it's a simple low to the ground leg spin on both sides. The second gear variant is simply just a faster version, and the third gear has Luffy jump up and slam his leg into the ground. For the neutral air, Luffy twists into a ball and uses the Gum Gum Firework. Second gear is just a jet variant, and the third gear is a giant Gum Gum balloon. It works kind of like DDD's where he just inflates his chest as a hitbox. For the forward air, it's a Gum Gum Bazooka. Luffy extends both of his hands back and launches them forward. The second gear variant is a Gum Gum Jet Bazooka. The third gear variant will have Luffy extend his giant hands back and then launch them forward for a Gum Gum Grizzly Magnum. The back air is a turnaround Gum Gum Whip. The second gear variant is a jet version. The third gear variant is a Gum Gum Giant Whip. The up air is a stretchy headbutt upward. The second gear variant is simply a jet version. The third gear variant is a giant backflip kick. His down air shoots 1 foot downward for a Gum Gum Stamp. This attack is capable of spiking, with that hitbox getting larger the longer his leg extends. The second gear variant is a jet stamp. The third gear variant is a Gum Gum Giant Bazooka. This spikes almost always. His grab is basically the same as Min Min's, and he pummels with headbutts. For his forward throw, he uses the Gum Gum Bell, where he extends his head backward and slams it into the opponent. The back throw is the Gum Gum Pinwheel. Luffy spins the top half of his body while keeping the bottom half still and throws the enemy behind him. His up throw is the Gum Gum Bow Gun. Luffy grabs the enemy's shoulders and starts spinning counterclockwise, and kicks them straight up when he's done. For his down throw, I couldn't really find anything that worked like a throw, so I decided to improvise. This is what I affectionately refer to as the Bellamy Punch. Luffy simply punches the enemy to the ground and leaves them stunned, like Snake's down throw. For his neutral special, he'll have the Gum Gum Balloon. Luffy expands his chest to about the height of the bottom battlefield platform. This works as a reflect and halves all melee damage. The second gear variant is an Observation Haki counter. Observation Haki allows the user to sense the intent of an attack, and some characters, like Luffy, can even see the future with it. So, if this counter is being used while Luffy is being attacked, then Luffy will use his speed to appear behind the opponent. However, it's up to the player to make a follow-up. Luffy will do nothing on his own. However, if the opponent that attacked Luffy was over 100% at the time, Luffy will use his Conqueror's Haki. Conqueror's Haki, or the color of the Supreme King, gives the user the ability to render anyone weak-willed completely unconscious. And any enemy on screen that was over 100% when the Conqueror's Haki is activated is instantly shield broken. The third gear variant is a Gum Gum Balloon. This acts as a counter and a reflect, but any projectile reflected homes in on the fighter that fired it. For the side special, Luffy will use his patented Gum Gum Rocket, which was actually named by his brother Ace. Luffy will extend his arms into a chosen direction, grab an opponent, and rocket towards them. He'll then use the Gum Gum Switch. The two fighters will switch places. Luffy will fly towards where the enemy was, and the enemy flies towards where Luffy was. No damage is given during this attack. The second gear variant is a Gum Gum Missile, which has the same startup, but instead Luffy will slam into the enemy, causing damage instead of switching places. This also has the capability of spiking at hypersense. The third gear variant is a command grab that will have Luffy slam the opponent straight down. The grab will only land if the opponent makes contact with Luffy's giant palm. His giant wrists will just act as a hitbox. For the up special, Luffy will use the Gum Gum Storm, an attack where Luffy stalls in the air for a tiny bit, inhales a lot of air, twists his body around, and launches himself in a chosen direction with a flurry of spinning punches. The second gear variant is the Gum Gum Jet Shell. This attack won't have Luffy punch or spin, but instead just shoot off into the chosen direction. And this will cause recoil damage to Luffy. The third gear variant has Luffy pull all of the air into his chest and exhale all of it, shooting himself upward. This special cancels third gear early. For Luffy's final smash, it'll be a cinematic final smash that Luffy activates with a small bubble of Conqueror's Haki. Once the enemy is stunned, he'll transform into Gear 4th. And the attack cinematic will change depend on which gear Luffy was in when he activated the Conqueror's Haki. In Luffy's base form, he will transform into Bounce Man and use the Gum Gum King Kong gun. In second gear, Luffy will transform into Snake Man and use the Gum Gum King Cobra. In third gear, Luffy will transform into Tank Man and use the Gum Gum Cannonball. For Luffy's alts, I thought it'd be cool to have 4 alts that represent Luffy's journey through the New World, the second half of the Grand Line, and 4 alts that represent Luffy's journey through Paradise, the first half of the Grand Line. So, for alt number 1, it could be Luffy in his classic New World attire. For the second alt, it could be Luffy wearing the same orange vest he wore during the Thriller Bark arc. His third alt will have him in his Dressrosa attire, complete with the beard and sunglasses. Also, side note, if you pick this specific alt, the announcer will say, Lucy, instead of Luffy. The fourth alt will have Luffy wear his Saba Odi / Impel Down attire. His fifth alt will have him wear what he wore during the tea party in the Whole Cake Island arc. His sixth alt will have him wear a yellow vest, in reference to his fight at Marineford. His seventh alt will have him in his Luffy Taro attire, and the announcer will say, Luffy Taro, instead of Luffy. And for his final alt, it can be what the women of Amazon Lily made for him while he was held captive there. For Luffy's taunts, the first one can have Luffy shout,
I will be the king of the pirates!
with both fists raised to the sky. For his second taunt, Luffy picks his nose with a stupid look on his face. And for his third taunt, Luffy will do a random impression of one of the Straw Hats. If he's impersonating his first mate Zoro, he'll move his hair up and look really tired. If he's impersonating the sniper Usopp, he'll stretch his nose out and do a really creepy laugh. If impersonating the navigator Nami, his eyes will turn into the berry sign. If impersonating his doctor, Chopper, he'll have a cute little look on his face and a little help from Robin. When impersonating the cook Sanji, he'll somehow twist his eyebrow into a swirl and pretend to smoke a cigarette. If impersonating Robin, his eyes will change to look like hers and he'll say something incredibly scary. If impersonating the shipwright Frankie, he'll puff up his arms and yell, Super! If impersonating the musician Brook, he'll puff up his hair to look like an afro and start shouting, If impersonating the helmsman Jinbei, he'll make his bottom teeth look super sharp, and he'll just start laughing a hearty laugh. For Luffy's victory animations, Luffy can start with his back turned to the camera. He'll notice, turn around, and mimic the pose from his bounty poster. For the next victory animation, he'll shove some chopsticks up his nose and start dancing like an idiot. For the final victory animation, all the Straw Hats will show up and celebrate Luffy's victory with him, as they sing Binkasu no Sake, or Binks' Brew. And that's it for Luffy, Buddies in Smash. I really hope you guys enjoy this kind of content, because I really enjoy making it. Luffy was just such a fun character to try to make a Smash moveset for, because he's just so, I don't know, incredibly silly. Anyway, next time I'll be making a moveset for Ryuji Sakamoto from Persona 5.